Hello and welcome to this GDSLAB video guide tutorial 5.4.2 running a dynamic cyclic shear. In this test we will simulate the repeated stress or strain that materials experience during live events like earthquakes, machine vibrations or wave actions. So in this test you want to first be at your test setup stage, and then we want to select dynamic cyclic loading from the test module list. So once you've done that, you will have these parameters to be able to set these set blocks. So in the first set block, you've got your axle set block where you have options from displacement, load and constant stiffness, where you can choose the mode from constant and cyclic, and then you have a pin button that you can use and also use initial value. So in my example, I'm going to be using a use initial value because I want my displacement to be constant at 0.8, which is what it currently is. Then I also, at the end of the test, want to use these pins to make sure it stays at 0.8 for the next part of the test, which I won't go into, but that's ideally what I would do, and I'm pretty sure what most of you will be doing as well. Then the next set block is the horizontal displacement or load, which you can set. So I have selected load, as you can see here, of which I want my datum to be 0. And I want my mode to be cyclic. You also have the option of constant. You can also use your initial value if you want to. Then I want my amplitude as 0.2 with my fain's angle at 0 and my stiffness at 1. Then you have optional pressure controls. So you have back pressure and volume, and then you have cell pressure and volume, which you can set as well. You can also use halt, constant and ramp for the back pressures, as well as halt, constant and ramp for the cell pressures. But again, I'm not going to be using these, so I'm going to turn these off. Next we have the dynamic controls. So I want my frequency to be 0.1, my total cycles to be 100, and points per cycle to be 100 as well. But you can change your points per cycle to be 10, 20, 50, 100, 200, 500 and 1000. Then we have our optional test termination conditions. These are termination conditions that will stop the test if any of these limits are reached if you tick them. So you have your cyclic strain limit, progressive strain limit, minimal axle stress limit, cyclic strain limit, and progressive strain limit. So in my test, in my example, I will be choosing the stop after stress is limit reached for the minimal axle stress limit, and I'll set that at 5%. For cyclic strain limit, I put 5%, and progressive strain limit, I've also put 5%. So once this is all done, you can click apply, and then it will add it to the test list up here. And yeah, then what you can do is go ahead and start the test. So unfortunately, I don't actually have the required equipment to run this test properly, but what I will do is show you a test of another similar test, and then basically it should look something like that. So yeah. So here is another test, and this is what it really should look like. Anyway, this is the end of the video, so thank you so much for watching. This has been running a dynamic cyclic shear. Thank you.